Well, welcome back everyone. Been way too long since I've made a video here, but finally got a few moments to get out in the garage and work on some stuff here. I'm back working on the $500 puzzle, this 2005 Nissan Altima. And I got some parts, so I'm going to show you here what I'm going to be doing, and yeah. Alright, so I ended up getting a replacement subframe. It's used out of a wrecked car because this one's got the nasty rusty stuff going on there. So what I gotta do now is I'm gonna get this one unwrapped and start swapping all the parts off of this one over to the new one. We can get that back in the car, and then I gotta work on getting this engine cleaned up, and I think I'm gonna reseal the oil pan. And maybe get a new valve cover gasket. I'm toying with the idea of taking the timing cover off because it looks like it might be leaking, but the front main is not leaking, so I don't know if I want to do that or not yet. So we'll see how bad it looks, what it looks like leaking or not, and get some seals and get that all sealed up, and hopefully soonish here get the tranny and motor stab back in. But for now, I'm gonna get a little work area set up here and start getting this thing unwrapped. Alright, so I got most of the stuff that I wanted off of the old subframe over here. That I'm gonna, at least the stuff that I'm gonna put in on the subframe before I put it back in the car. So yeah, so I got the steering rack and power steering pump assembly, the rear motor mount, the 2 heat shields. If you saw the way I had to end up having to get these out, these are just little self-tapping. Focus. Focus. Yeah. But yeah, these are, they're like a self-tapping screw, and on that subframe, because it was so rusty, I ended up having to wedge a screwdriver in between the heat shield itself and the subframe to put a little tension on it to try to get it to pull out and start working its way out. So that worked, so I was able to get them out. Yeah, gotta get these things switched over. I will need to get one more bolt for the actual sway bar. The 2 of the ones on the old subframe I ended up having to cut. Ironically, this new subframe came with one of them, which is nice, but so I only need one, but I'll have to get one of those. Part that was giving me trouble right now is these lower control arm bolts are in there pretty crusty. So the upper one, those are already loose, but these bottom ones, I got them cracked loose, and then they came out so far and then they got stuck again. So I'm gonna have to soak them in penetrating oil and work on them. I'm not gonna sit there and film that, because that's just gonna take a lot of time to do something stupid simple. So and I was planning, I think what my plan is, I'm gonna put these control arms on after I get the subframe in the car. And I think that'll be a little bit easier. Just one less thing to be fighting with while I'm reassembling. But yeah, so I'm gonna get all this stuff shoved on the new subframe, and I'm gonna get that all ready to go. And then it's pretty humid out here tonight. It's raining out right now, so I think I'm gonna get this all reassembled and call it a night, and talk to you guys in the morning. Well, there. Basically assembled to the point where I'm gonna probably shove it back in the car. Got the front steering rack back in, the anti-sway bar back in, rear motor mount in, the steering cooler line to the radiator is mounted. Yeah, this is one thing that's gonna be a little bit of a pain getting this back in there. Is this is technically supposed to come off here, which I had tried taking it off there and it doesn't want to come off, and I didn't put the bolt back in, so I got to find the bolt or replace it. But it's starting to come together. I'm going to take and soak these bolts at the back here for the rear control arm, lower control arm mount. Soak them with some penetrating oil, see if that'll free them up. But I'm definitely glad I decided to replace this thing. The more I look at it, the more sketched out I get about the state of what this car was at one point driving down the road with. So yeah, get this all back in the car, and the next step is to take and clean this up. So I guess I'll catch you all tomorrow. Alright, so I'm back. It's not the next day, like I said it'd be. It's actually a couple days later, or almost a week later. Had some stuff I had to get done around the house, and then work got a little crazy for a little bit there, and ended up spending some time with the kiddo and just kind of relaxing over the weekend. So but yeah, we're back out in the garage now, and we're gonna get some work done on this thing. So got everything cleaned out into the front. I got a new subframe stud welded back on there, and so we're gonna try to get this thing shoved back in the car now. I think the hardest part's gonna be getting that steering shaft back in, since it wasn't taken apart quite right. And I can't get it off the steering rack, and I don't feel like breaking a steering rack that's probably a couple $100. So what I might try doing is, I think I might be able to slide the subframe on the rails for the engine hoist and be able to use that to pick it up. So I might try that, or at least get the engine hoist out and see how much room I got. If that'll work, great. We'll see. Alright. So it looks like it's going to work. I'm just going to have to take and slide the subframe partway underneath the front end of the car before I put it up on those rails, because the back of the subframe is about 14 inches tall with all that stuff on there. And that's the racking, steering rack included. And I don't feel like taking that back off. And then I only got 13 inches of space between the front of the car and bottom of the bumper and the engine hoist. So we're going to see about kind of sneak that in there. Alright, so I think I might be able to make this work. It's going to be a pain, but I think it's going to be my easiest option. So I'm going to try to set up my little GoPro or camera thing and get a halfway decent angle where you guys might be able to see what the heck's going on. So wish me luck. Well, the subframe's in. It wasn't the easiest thing to do, but I got it, and most importantly, the steering is hooked up, and that most definitely was the most difficult part. There's a little boot that shaft slides in, and then I didn't realize it when I was putting it in there, but let me see. There it is. Grab a flashlight here. You look up there, that shaft there, that little spline, that's the female side is the shaft from the steering rack, and then the male side there is the shaft from the steering wheel. Luckily, there's that bolt, the through bolt there on a little bit of a joint. It's a channel, I guess, on the end of that U-joint there. And you can pull that out, and then this little piece of shaft with the male spline on it comes out. And then you can also, if I can get it on the camera light, you can take that U-joint off the top side if you need to make it a little easier. It's just one little bolt, and that should slide right off. But that's how I got that back together. So now that that's back in there, I'm gonna start working on getting all this back in there. So I got transmission to go back in, and then I think I'm gonna get some gasket maker to make a new oil pan, reseal the oil pan. I'm going to clean that up. Not 100% sure where the heck it's coming from. It kind of looks like it could be coming from the valve cover up in this corner, so I'll probably get a new valve cover gasket and some gasket maker to make a new gasket. I'll eventually need a new oil filter, a serpentine belt and stuff, but I don't know if I'll get that right now, but I'm probably going to go get that, but yeah. So that'll probably wrap up this video. That was quite a chore and I'm not really feeling like working on it now. I'm just kind of beat. Worked all day and then doing this, so I'm gonna go get those couple things I need for resealing the motor up, and then I'm gonna go spend some time with my puppy and just relax and just kind of take it easy the rest of the evening, since I'll have to go back to work tomorrow unless it's raining. So thanks for watching, and just go ahead and like and subscribe, and just if you enjoy the video, go ahead and give me a positive comment, and just alright, and who do we have here? Oh, hi! Hey, puppy girl. Hey, Blair. Yeah. Alright, I gotta go get some stuff. I'll be back.